One more thing. I don't think the Mavericks are interested in Myles Turner anymore. That's kind of wild. We'll talk about that and more Mavs trade rumors on today's One More Thing.
I'm here because I have to be.
Dallas is going to get a seat at the table.
That's it. It's me versus the machine. Don't let his whiteness take away from his quickness.
You can rest later. You're young.
I never recovered here.
Wait. One more thing.
Yeah, you're still locked on to the Dallas Mavericks. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member and NBA channel manager at the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode is sponsored by FanDuel. Super Bowl 59 is here. There's no better way to make every play more exciting with FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can bet $5 if you win. You'll score $200 in bonus bets. Download the app, FanDuel.com, to get started. And joining me, as always, the One More Thing King himself, Isaac. I don't think the Mavs are interested in Myles Turner anymore. And that's wild to me.
This is a weird moment because we've seen Myles Turner with the cowboy hat. Him every time he comes home to Dallas with all the Texas roots and everything, draining threes left and right. And we've just watched from afar saying, one day you will be a Dallas Maverick.
That'll be it.
And I don't know if they should actually go after him right now.
So I don't know that the Pacers are really like shopping him right now, but there has been rumors that teams have been inquiring about him, been drawing interest in him and all that. And the Mavericks are in a weird, precarious spot. Like I don't think the Mavs should be interested in him, but maybe we should think about it more because Lively's missed a bunch of games. He's out right now. Gafford has been playing really well. This is maybe a time to sell high on Gafford. I've seen a lot of Mavs fans say that. I don't know that I agree on that, but it's this weird spot where it's like, okay, do you trust Gafford and the fact that Lively can come back enough to just not even try and go after a Myles Turner? Where are you in that spot?
Yeah, it's tough because, when we've talked about any trade rumor stuff or other bigs, it's like, all right, Lively is your center of the future and he's going to be your starter. He is your starter. Gafford's Gafford's your backup big. So if you go out and you trade for a center that has a bigger contract, it's like, well, crap. Now you're now you have two backup centers in Gafford and the new guy that's going to be making a ton of money on your roster. And for Myles Turner, the only reason why Indiana could listen to calls or something and why you're seeing his names and some of this stuff is he's going to be this unrestricted free agent this summer. So it's like they think they're going to lose him or whatever. And some of the numbers I saw a report the other day saying he could, he's look for over $30 million a year.
Yeah.
And love Myles Turner. He's really good. But there's no reason for us to pay Myles Turner $30+ million a year when we have Dereck Lively. That's, as good as he is and as our starting center. So it's tough. That's why I'm like, no, just no. And it sucks to say that because I like him a lot.
It sucks, but does it? That's kind of why I wanted to bring this up today, because I had that realization where I saw Myles Turner's name in trade rumors and I was like, oh, Myles Turner, wouldn't he be great? And then I just thought, I think the Mavs are in a spot with their centers. Now it's hard because of how good Lively has been. And then when now he's out with injury, but Gafford over these last 8 games has been so great. My dog is just digging. He's just digging a hole in his bed and
what's going on over there
right behind me. He's going nuts. He's excited about Daniel Gafford's last 8 games. About 18 points a game, about 10 rebounds, 3 blocks a game. And the Mavs are 4-4 in that stretch, but they don't have Luka. They've been playing some tough opponents. It's a fascinating stretch. And let's just talk about how good Daniel Gafford has been. And that's one of the reasons why Myles Turner, the Mavs should not be interested in Myles Turner right now.
Listen, Gafford's been awesome, all right, for what you need him to be. And that's the thing is when I say it sucks is because it's like, oh, you've wanted, Myles Turner forever. It's like, it sucks for that. But in a perfect world, roster construction wise, it's awesome where the Mavericks are at center wise, because the draft pick that you took 10th overall, who is on a cheap contract, who is a really good young big that who knows what the ceiling is for Lively. He's your starting finals. Yeah, he's your starting center already. And you know what? If you could put on paper and say, well, no names attached. You know what? I'd love to have a center in that I don't know, 10 to 15 million, maybe $20 million range. That is probably a rim roller that can catch lobs, knows how to play with Luka, just a bigger body type of guy. Well, that's Gafford, and it's exactly what he makes 13-14 million dollars a year, and he's putting up the production he's doing right now. So that's why it's like really hard to like mess with the center rotation right now. He's filling in for Lively, awesome. And then when Lively comes back, Lively's your starter, and it's great to have Gafford come off the bench.
The Mavs may need a stopgap right now. They brought in Kylo Ren Kelly, and Jason Kidd didn't seem super enthused about bringing him in. We're going to talk about a couple of 76ers players. One of them is Andre Drummond. He's making $5 million. Got a player option for next year. Would you be interested in bringing Drummond in if we know that Dwight's not going to come back for a while? If you know that he's just not going to come back, which I don't know what we know about Dwight.
There's like no timetable for him right now.
No, there's no timetable for any of these guys. It's just like Luka got an MRI recently, and we still don't know any of the results of it. But would you be interested in bringing Drummond in?
Yeah, I think any big across the league that can fit into that what they define the center spot to be and what they want in that center spot. Any big that is on a cheap contract, especially expiring contract, then I think you show interest right now. And sure, if it's Andre Drummond, sure. Because I just don't think it's going to cost a ton. I do like Yabu. So
oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk about him for sure.
He would be a lot of fun. But yes, sure. Drummond for something cheap to be a stopgap. He would be a good third center too. Like he'd be better than Dwight. As that is.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. What if the Mavs traded Gafford for Myles Turner?
No.
Is that like galaxy brain thinking where you're like, all right, we could have two of these guys. Lively's still on his rookie deal. Maybe you pay Myles Turner for a couple years.
You paying Myles Turner $33 million to come off your bench? No,
he'll start. And Lively comes off the bench. Lively be an amazing bench big.
I'm not messing with that. I think Lively is too good to say, hey, dude.
Messing with it. Kid started Gafford to start the year. He would mess with it.
But you know what I'm not going to do to my young star center? Say, hey, I'm going to trade for another guy and pay him $30 million a year and say, dude, have fun on the bench for a while. He struggled with fouls, but heck, it's not enough for me to trade for a center making $30 million. No.
Lively was averaging 24 minutes a game. That means we still have 24 minutes a game to give, right? There's still that many more in the center spot.
It's good math.
I'm great at math. Give Myles Turner some of those. I'll give Myles Turner all of those.
You can't quit Myles Turner.
It's wild that I'm still coming back to. I'm trying to come up with the hypothetical where the Mavs would do it, and I just still can't come back to it. I still can't figure out where they would do it. And there's somebody screaming at me in the comments right now. Lively misses too many games. He only played 55 last year. He's 32, and now he's missed how many games this year? He's missed 16 games already this year and counting, and we don't know when he's going to come back. And this is your chance. You're all right. Here's the pitch. Your window is now.
You're still making pitch.
Your window is now. And if you don't go for it, and maybe Lively is hurt, and maybe this is a lost season for the Mavs. But if you go for it now, bring in Myles Turner.
Is Myles Turner making your season not lost? Like, is he that big of an upgrade over Gafford right now to where you're like, dude, we're at the top of the West?
That's the question. Is how much of an upgrade would he be over Gafford right now?
No, I mean, he's not Olajuwon. Like, no. You and Tony East need to calm down. All right.
Maybe I'll talk to Tony East about this. Yeah.
Tony's like, we're not trading Myles Turner.
They're probably not. My conclusion to all this is I was surprised that I couldn't talk myself really into bringing in Myles Turner and a trade for Myles Turner. And that's kind of great that the Mavs are in that situation right now, that player like that, who we've been pining after for so long, the Mavs don't really need him right now. That's kind of wild. Coming up, there's a bunch of other Sixers players that are available. Caleb Martin is a really interesting player the Mavs could use. He can get hot from three. He's had some playoff experience. Gershon Yabusele might be the perfect backup four the Mavs need. We'll talk about that and more coming up.
You don't believe you shouldn't be here.
Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by TurboTax. Taxes have been frustrating, upsetting. They've been all kinds of things. And this message is from our sponsor, Intuit TurboTax. Taxes used to be waiting, wondering, and worrying if you were going to get any money back. Then waiting, wondering, and worrying some more. Now Taxes is matching with a tax expert from TurboTax who can do your taxes as soon as today. Today. That's today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return while giving you real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day. An expert who will find every deduction possible and every file form, every investment, everything with 100% accuracy, all so you can get the best money back, the most money back guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now this is taxes. Get an expert now at turbotax.com. Only available TurboTax Live full service. Real-time updates only on iOS mobile app. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guaranteed. Also brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook has all kinds of props and odds, things that you can use to get in on the action. Isaac, they've got so many things for the Super Bowl that we can talk about. There's one Super Bowl specials. Any quarterback to score a receiving touchdown. You want what's the Philly special? What was the one where Nick Foles caught a pass? Plus 7,000. Put down $100, you win $7,000 if a quarterback catches a pass. Here we got one for you. I want you to pick this one.
All right.
Color of the first Gatorade poured on the winning coach. Favorite in the clubhouse, purple plus 210. Yellow or lime green plus 220. Orange plus 500. Blue plus 600. Red and pink plus 700. Water or clear plus 1,000.
Yeah,
what
that
color?
ain't happening. Orange.
Going orange plus 500. I think I would go blue plus 600. Those are some pretty good odds. All kinds of stuff at FanDuel. And right now, if you go to FanDuel, put down $5 and you win on that first $5 bet, you get $200 in bonus bets. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started. Official partner of Super Bowl 59.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
It's the one more thing. A bonus episode of Locked On Mavs where we talk about some more stuff from the episode that we didn't get to. This is something we literally didn't get to on the show that we intended to, but somebody was really fired up about Kyrie Irving today, and we didn't end up getting to this part.
Sorry.
The Sixers are apparently drawing some interest in a bunch of players across the league. Eric Gordon, Andre Drummond, we kind of already touched on. Kelly Oubre Jr., Gershon Yabusele, but Caleb Martin is a guy that is really interesting player. Making $8 million this year, $8.5 million next year, about $9 million the year after that. Then a player option, so a longer contract there. And he's been in some playoff series.
Yes, he has.
He's been in a finals.
Boston.
He's hit a bunch of threes in the playoffs, and he's kind of having a strange year for them. He's shooting, he's 38% from three, but only taking like 3 a game. He's playing 30 minutes a game, scoring 9 points, 4 boards, couple of assists. The Sixers are having a terrible, weird season. Are you interested in Caleb Martin on the Mavericks?
I am, yes. There's a few players on Philly, if they truly do sell, that I would definitely make some calls on. And yes, Martin is one of them. He just fits that bill, and it's a cheap contract too. I mean, under $10 million. And, it was just a couple years ago that he's, going nuts against the Celtics in the playoffs. So he's a guy who can come off the bench. He can spot start. Yeah, he's right up that alley of who I'd be calling about.
He shot 42% from three in that playoff run.
He went nuts.
Miami went to the finals. That was wild. Was that? You don't think that was just an aberration? You think he's got that again?
I don't think he's gonna turn into Reggie Miller again, but still, it's like I would like him on this team. Yeah,
he's making $8.1 million. If you try to put together a package for him, is it the Grimes Dwight Powell package, and you go that way? Can you do like Dwight, Exum, Markieff just to do salaries and send them some seconds? Where are you going with this if you want to try to put together a package for them?
Yeah, well, what's their? It's kind of like Sacramento and these teams now. Like, what are they trying to get? Are they just trying to? Do they want to clear up money? And it's just, hey, they want expirings back and clear that contract out, or do they want draft picks and all of that? They want young guys. They truly going to try like rebuild, and then it's like they're calling saying, "Hey, we want Omax and Hardy or whoever it is." So, the point is, it's so cheap of a contract. There's a lot of different iterations that Dallas could do to do it.
This is almost perfect. Almost.
Uh-oh.
Maxi makes $11 million.
Yes.
Caleb Martin makes 8.1. Gershon Yabusele makes 2. It's literally $100,000 too much. You'd have to somehow even that out. I'm sure Nico Harrison could figure that out. But would you be interested in a Maxi for Caleb Martin, Gershon Yabusele? Send him 2 seconds.
Jaden, is your suitcase like ready?
Call it a day. Well, I don't know if the Sixers can take that back with their salaries. I don't know where they are, but it's $100,000. It's so close to being perfect. And we talk about the money needing to match so much because of the salary cap and the aprons where they are. The Mavericks are hard capped. They can't go over the first apron. And so they can't take back more money than they give. And so that's why we're very specific about even like $1 more. Like it has to be that specific on it, which is so dumb.
So it's like, $14 over. How can we?
We'll do like the Jackie Moon in Tropic Thunder and send him a washer and dryer bag. But can you see that? Because I could see that happening. A Caleb Martin, Gershon Yabusele, a couple seconds for Maxi.
I would be thrilled.
That'd be an amazing trade.
Yeah, if they brought back Caleb Martin and Yabu in some type of trade. Because I think both those guys can play in your rotation. I think, and kind of fits a little bit of the needs. I think Yabu can play some, backup 5 at some points. He does that some with Philly and stuff too. So, I would love that type of trade.
Especially with Maxi. Maxi just had foot surgery. We just got word from the Mavericks, and so we don't know a full timetable on his return. I'm going to guess he's out for the rest of the season.
And I was like, holy crap.
Yes, that's true. We need to clarify if we're talking about the Sixers. Yeah, Maxi Kleber had foot surgery. And so, but Yabusele, talk about him now. He just came back over from Europe. Same kind of vein as Dante Exum last year, where he wasn't really an NBA player, then went over to Europe, then came back. Had a dust up with Dante Exum where he chucked him threw him on the floor. So I don't even want both those guys on the same team, but he's been pretty good for them. And I think that's one that I would look at too. Can you do a marquee for him in a second, like and upgrade that way? That gives you your backup 4.
Some playoff team is gonna like trade for him for super cheap, and he's gonna have a moment in the playoffs. This is like one of those things. I feel like that's just like given. He's going to give some playoff team a moment and help him win a game.
He's playing 26 minutes a game. He's mostly come off the bench, but he's half and half. Averaging 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, shooting 39% from 3 on about 4 a game. Like that, those are good numbers right there, especially for a team as bad as the Sixers.
This is a better DeJuan Blair.
Also, I said he was in Europe for a little while. He last played in the NBA in 2019. It's been a while. Like this is a great comeback. This is a really good story. I'm happy for him.
The Olympics, man, that was his coming back out party.
His coming back out party. Gershon Yabusele, the dancing bear. Great nickname.
Yeah, no, he's a lot of fun, man, and fans would love this guy.
Let us know in the comments if you're interested in either of those guys. This is the one more thing where we do bonus. If you missed the episode today, go check that out. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. Check the links in the description for different ways to follow the show. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs, the one more thing. Peace out.
Boom.